Japan has long been respected for its strong culture, polite society, and natural ability to resist outside ideas that could damage its national identity. But now, quietly, almost invisibly, Japan is changing. One of the latest visitors to the land of the rising sun is Mohammed Hijab. Yeah, Mohammed Hijab, the man best known on Dawah scene with not for his calm debates or intellectual dialogues, but for his chest bumping, aggressive shouting, and also using using words that stir up anger and cause troubles. A man whose online profile is more like playground boy who is simply bullying others than well, public intellectual. Anyway, so also, of course, helpful to remember, Mohammed Hijab has been surrounded with serious allegations, including deceiving a young woman to have sex with her in the hotel, and label it as hotel marriage under the Islamic teachings. And he's been intentional to stay silent while all these allegations are going. Clearly, no clarification there, and clearly no repentance. Yes, that's Mohammed Hijab, also known as part-time stripper, is now touring Japan. Mohammed Hijab filmed himself in Japan as like his own children's holiday, not simply there for sushi and sightseeing. He's part of the growing Muslim influencers, tour agencies, and networks making inroads into Japan, not merely as a tourist, but with the intention and aim of inviting people into Islam, spreading Islam. Well, is this big deal? Well, just look at Europe, for example. Europe opened its borders and its heart. What followed? Separate belief groups, communities that didn't mix, and rising tensions. The rising of the grooming gangs in Britain, government, police, social services, everyone intentionally turned eye because the criminals were Muslims. Look at France, where teachers are being beheaded, journalists are being murdered. Again, bring your attention to Europe, Germany. What is happening to the woman in Germany? Bring your attention to England. Teachers are being hiding, simply showing the pictures of Muhammad. So rules against free speech are slipping in without people noticing. Blasphemy laws are slowly being brought in quietly, and people are being told to stay quiet if they don't agree, all in the name of so-called tolerance. We need to allow Islam to come and just flourish in this land. Yeah, that's what is happening. So Japan for now remains demographically resistant to Islam. Estimates suggestions there are approximately 230,000 Muslims in Japan. Approximately 50,000 of them are Japanese convert. Actually, that's like quite a lot of number. But approximately 180,000 of Muslims are the Muslims who are living in Japan are the immigrants. So they are moving to Japan. You will ask the question, why? And what they do once they move there. Well, those Muslim men who are moving to Japan, are practicing love jihad, going after Japanese girls, marrying them off, converting them into Islam, and making Muslim babies. That's one of the part of the plan. So Islam is coming into Japan through immigration, through love jihad, and intentional dawah, targeted dawah is taking place in Japan. Agencies now exist specially to bring people from Japan to Hajj. There are halal food providers, Arabic language centers, dawah campaigns are now operating in the country, where approximately 20 years ago, only few people knew the word Islam. So I kind of checked online to see what's happening in Japan when it comes to Islam. You get to see testimonies after testimonies. These young Muslim girls are just like, through emotional attachment, they fall into Islam. There is this, one of the testimony of this Muslim gentleman I listened, his Japanese convert into Islam is, His war of Islam is only from ISIS, what ISIS did to Japanese gentlemen years back. Instead of investigating what Islam teach historically and theologically, what this gentleman does is he becomes a Muslim simply after spending 6 months with a Muslim family in Brunei. So his conversion is not out of intellectual conviction, but emotional comfort. Think about it. Is this how belief system should be adopted? Through emotional attachments, not carefully thinking. There are crimes are taking place in Japan. It's difficult to figure out what's happening exactly, but the articles has been translated to English. You get to see cases where Pakistani Muslim man is being deported simply because of the sexual assault to woman. You get to see Japanese people are protesting against these Kurdish immigrants, half Kurdish Muslims are destroying the society. So the question is Japan prepared? Legally, socially, culturally, what Muslims are bringing into the country? Is Japan prepared? Let me bring your attention to Mohammed Hijab's trip to Japan, because somehow I don't see his trip to Japan this is just harmless fun. No, I don't see that. I see this is part of strategy. One Mohammed Hijab himself promotes of soft Islamization. Win hearts, marry locals, build mosques, and ensure that next generation is raised under the Islamic doctrine. And this is not conspiracy, this is confession. The question for Japan is, will it follow the path of Europe? Will it trade cultural continuity for ideological imports? Or will it, like it has for centuries, resist and remain one of the few nations that still understand the value of what it has? For now, Japan stands on the crossroad, and I can only hope that it chooses wisely.